I saw this meme on Reddit recently and it really got me thinking. It got the gears turning more than any philosophical work I've ever read before. Whose opinion matters the least among these four human abominations? Is it NFTMFs, dream stands, weebs, or influencers? Now, I know those are four things you never wanted to hear in such close succession. You're probably acting like I just said Voldemort's name or a racial slur over and over, but this is a very important question. I want to figure out the answer to this question more than any other unanswered question, like what is the purpose of life, or will a woman ever peg me while I'm in a gorilla outfit? You know, this is some serious stuff right here. We're gonna be treating this like a criminal lineup, and we have to pick the one who's guilty of wasting the most space on Earth. So let's go ahead and get started by going through them one by one and giving reasons as to why each of them deserve to have their human rights stripped away and then be beaten repeatedly with cast iron skillets. NFTMFs are definitely some rotten scallywags out here making monkey JPEGs that cost more than what both of my testicles would sell for on the black market. I mean, they're just scam artists to the max, and I kind of group these people in with the crypto dudes who pump and dump shitcoin because, I mean, they're both just stealing money from really gullible people who have access to way too much money. So overall, these people's opinions aren't helping the world in any way, but you could argue that the people who put their money into this stuff and then inevitably lose it kind of had that coming. So I say let natural selection take its course, because honestly, NFT bros, they're kind of like snakes. They aren't locked by too many, but they do serve a purpose of getting rid of all those pesky rodents. So while they're undoubtedly annoying troglodytes, they're definitely not the worst of this bunch. Now, a dream stand, the only type of people who give me homicidal thoughts on a regular basis. These people dwell at the bottom of porta potties. They solely live to post on Twitter and write weird little fanfics about Dream and his underage Minecraft friends. So, as far as opinions go, I'd say this group is a strong contender for getting their opinion privileges stripped away, because with the amount of time they spend on Twitter, there's no way they're capable of having a good opinion anymore. And to top it all off, they worship this dude almost like he's Jesus Christ himself, like he made his own religion, and they're worshiping his Minecraft skin with having no idea what the guy looks like. That's just absolutely pathetic and downright disturbing. So dream stands definitely take the #1 spot for now, but let's move on to weebs. I think weebs have a bad rap on the internet solely because the worst of them go viral on TikTok every single day, because obviously not all weebs are the greasy with a waifu body pillow top, although there are a lot of those. They just don't really compare to a group like Dream Stands, who are a public nuisance and don't even deserve to sniff my farts. Like, weebs at least have a good reason to act cringy, because the anime and manga that I've enjoyed have been very good, you know, for the most part. But I do admit there is a line in the sand when it comes to these weebs, especially on the hentai side. Those people that watch that really weird stuff, the underage girls and whatnot, that is very, very weird, and it is definitely setting humanity back a couple hundred years. But weebs aren't bad for the most part. Definitely not worse than dream stands, so I say let them keep their opinions along with NFT enthusiasts. So now let's move on to the final showdown between dream stands and influencers. It's a showdown for the ages, ladies and gentlemen. I would much prefer to have these four hop into a ring, Royal Rumble style, and duel it out. Last man standing wins, a battle to the death. But, you know, obviously that wouldn't slide. It'd be a really good Twitch stream, but nobody wants to buy the idea. If this were a debate on which group evokes a more visceral reaction out of me and makes me want to barf up my mom's spaghetti, influencers would win that fight with a first round knockout, because the term influencer is easily the worst word in the English language. Influencers are a pest on the internet that have been kept alive for far too long. Letting them post their ambassador links and tag brands in every single post for a sponsorship has went on far too long. They were unbearable far before TikTok came around, and somehow TikTok went and turned something annoying into a straight up war crime. TikTok had to have had sex with a pile of dog crap to produce an offspring this atrocious. I mean, dear God, you can't even step outside your house now without the fear of being approached by a teenager with a perm who wants to interview you with his iPhone mic for a TikTok video. And the cherry on top of this turd shake is the people who self-identify as influencers. Do you want your family to not love you anymore and watch you as you spiral down the internet toilet and start promoting pyramid schemes to middle-aged moms on Facebook? Is that how you really want your life to turn out? And even worse, you could end up being stuck in a contract living in one of those TikTok houses, being forced to dance for your corporate overlords who are funding that crack mansion you're living in that's inevitably going to crash and burn, because no influencer house has ever worked out. It's just the worst idea ever. So now for the judge's decision of who's worse between dream stands and influencers. This was the hardest decision I've ever had to make, right up there with deciding which one of your mothers I'm going to bang tonight. But in the end, I had to pick influencers, and they won by just a nut hair. I mean, it was so close. I wish I could have picked both, but influencer is just such more of a broad term, covers many more individuals who are breathing the air that we all could be breathing, so I chose them for the sake of humanity. And surely we're going to advance into a perfect dystopian future now that influencers no longer have an opinion. But if you think I'm messed up, you think another group should have won, go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to ignore you, because my opinion is the only one that really matters. So an NFT bro, a dream stan, a weeb, and an influencer walk into a bar. And behind the bar there's a horse.